Listen carefully, because by the time a person reaches this stage, the consequences of repeated denial begin becoming visible from the inside out. Before this, in stage 2, step 5, you started understanding that truth alone does not transform someone unless the heart remains willing to receive it. But now you are entering stage 2, step 6, and this is where a terrifying reality begins revealing itself. Human beings are not destroyed instantly by darkness. They slowly become unable to recognize light. At first, every person is capable of feeling certain truths deeply. A warning affects them. A moment of reflection changes them. Guilt pushes them back towards sincerity. But when a person repeatedly ignores what they already know internally, something begins changing within them. The heart adapts to whatever it repeatedly accepts. Have you noticed how certain behaviors feel uncomfortable the first time but later become normal? A person lies once and feels disturbed. Later they lie naturally. A person ignores their conscience once and feels heavy inside. Later they stop noticing it completely. This is how spiritual numbness begins. Not suddenly, but through repetition. This is where stage 2, step 6 begins. The realization that every repeated choice shapes perception itself. Human beings do not only become attached to habits, they become shaped by them internally until their ability to recognize truth changes. There are people who once felt deeply affected by meaningful reminders, yet now feel nothing, not because the truth disappeared, but because constant exposure without response hardened them gradually. Their heart stopped reacting the way it once did. Think about how dangerous this becomes psychologically. When a person repeatedly silences their conscience, the mind begins protecting the identity they have chosen instead of challenging it. They stop searching honestly. They stop listening openly. Even clear signs begin feeling irritating instead of awakening. This is why many people today consume endless distraction. Noise protects them from hearing themselves clearly. Constant stimulation prevents reflection. Silence becomes uncomfortable because silence forces truth to rise to the surface, and slowly another layer forms. What they hear no longer enters deeply. What they see no longer transforms them. They may physically witness consequences, destruction, emptiness, or warning signs, yet still continue walking toward the same darkness repeatedly. There are moments where you can see this clearly in human behavior. Some people continue patterns that destroy their peace, relationships, health, or soul while fully seeing the damage happening around them. Yet something inside keeps them trapped in the same cycle, not because they lack intelligence, but because perception itself has become distorted. As awareness deepens, another realization appears. Human beings are not only guided by information, they are guided by what their heart is willing to accept. Two people can witness the same reality while understanding it completely differently, because inner sincerity changes perception itself. This is also why arrogance becomes spiritually dangerous. Pride convinces a person they already know enough. Ego prevents correction. And once someone stops allowing themselves to be corrected internally, growth begins dying quietly inside them. Now in stage 2, step 6, you begin understanding that blindness is not always physical. Some people can see everything externally while remaining unable to recognize what matters most internally. Others hear endless reminders, yet never truly listen. Others feel temporary discomfort, but bury it before it changes them. And this condition does not happen randomly. It forms slowly through repeated resistance to truth, repeated attachment to illusion, repeated refusal to reflect sincerely. Every ignored warning adds another layer between the person and clarity. There are people walking through life, right now carrying invisible veils over their awareness. They may appear confident outwardly, but internally they are disconnected from the very thing capable of saving them. And the frightening part is many of them no longer realize what they have lost. But if these words still disturb something inside you, if reflection still reaches you, if truth still unsettles you, then understand the veil has not fully closed over your heart. The ability to feel conviction itself is a mercy many people slowly lose without noticing. Allah has set a seal upon their hearts and upon their hearing, and over their vision is a veil, and for them is a great punishment. not just as words, but as a description of what happens when a human being repeatedly chooses denial until perception itself begins collapsing spiritually. Every moment where distraction buried reflection, every moment where repeated choices reshaped a person internally, every moment where someone could no longer recognize truth even while standing directly in front of it, it all connects back to this awareness. This statement was revealed by Allah to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, as a warning about what repeated resistance does to the human soul over time. And if this message reaches you deeply, then somewhere within you, your heart is still alive enough to respond. You still feel the difference between truth and illusion. You still recognize moments where your conscience speaks before the noise of the world silences it. That awareness itself is a mercy. It doesn't matter what religion you belong from. You are not here by accident. You are here because your soul is still capable of recognizing truth when it reaches you. And if you truly want to arrive at your right place in this life and in the hereafter, then bear witness that there is no God but one, the only true authority worthy of worship, and Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is his final messenger. This is your invitation to protect your heart before distraction, ego, and repeated denial place a veil over it completely. If you are ready to begin your true journey, then move forward with sincerity, humility, and the courage to respond while your soul can still hear the truth.